Hey Bodgers, do you like the video there from AD? I know you might not be watching this at that time, but go over to Blown 8 Cylinder and watch some of his videos. But you know, here we are, Friday night, at whatever time we're after AD's video. Fantastic video that, wasn't it? Very interesting, very interesting. Amazing place that, isn't it? Still there. History should be preserved. So, Deadly Sins. Got through a few now. I'll leave a link to the playlist in the description. We skipped one, didn't we? Last time, Bodgers. We skipped one. This week we're Wrath. Wrath. Now, I'll read you the definition. Right? Because there's a difference, isn't there? Because you can be annoyed, you can be mad, you can be angry. But we'll get to wrath. Hang on. Let me find it on the old interwebs here, look. Right, wrath. Wrath is defined as a strong feeling of hatred or resentment with a desire for vengeance. This overwhelming feeling and desire for revenge distinguishes wrath from anger, which is balanced with reason and not a sin. So, yeah, wrath, unbridled anger, innit? No reason, pure rage. In my 48 years on this planet, I've maybe only felt that a handful of times. Not proud of it, not proud of it at all. But it was necessary at the time in some occasions to be feel rage, to let, I don't know, let your primal instinct take over, isn't it? You know, not putting your brain to it, which might be a bit better idea sometimes, isn't it? Yeah, it's more like a, I don't know. Yeah, it's like it's primordial. It just comes up and you're fighting, or it's just pure bah, like the Hulk. Yeah, it's been a couple of times. There was once, right? We'll go into a little story. It's Jack and Ori time. You remember Jack and Ori? For those outside the UK, that was like a storytelling thing for kids when I was a youth, many years ago. Yeah. I'm sat in my underpants. Not now, but in the story. I don't know, it's about 9 o'clock. It's summer to early autumn evening. Sun shining like it is now. Beautiful day. But it's still up, it's the sun, you know, it ain't got dark yet. And back then, my eldest, he was living in the little granny annex we had. It was kind of separate from the house. And we sat there, as me and Mrs, in the living room, and you had to walk past the living room window to get to the annex. Anyway, we see these two young girls, about my son's age, walking past. One of them looks a bit upset. What's going on there? Maybe best we don't go interfere in there. And anyway, they went through to the granny flat. But close behind them, there was a young man come running up. So I thought, oh, must be brother or something, you know, it's one of his friends come to, you know, comfort the lass or whatever. But no. This youth He'd went through the little gate out of sight of the living room. There was a bit of argy-bargy going on. So anyway, my missus looks at me, I looked at her, so I stood up and tried to figure out what was going on. She says, is somebody fighting with my eldest? I don't know. So anyway, I went outside, and as I come round the corner of the front door, this youth is dragging one of these lasses by the hair. So I don't know who was most shocked, really. Was it me, seeing such a thing happen at my house? Or was it him, seeing me in just my underpants, coming towards him, with a look that was saying, you better stop very fucking quickly, son. He was only a scrawny little lad, you know, he wasn't out. But just for, I don't know, 10, 15 seconds, I felt it. I felt that rage, that wrath. How dare you? How dare you? A, lay your hands on this lass, and B, do it at my bloody house. But yeah, I dragged him off when he's doing the old, get off me thing, you know. No, son, I ain't getting off you. I got hold of him by his collar and his wrist. I wasn't really hurting him. He wasn't going to move anywhere, you know. Scrawny little lad looking like Mr. Muscle compared to me. And I got hold of this lad and I pulled him away from this lass, and they went into granny flat and went to see the eldest, who by that time had heard the argy-bargy and was coming out. So I walked him back over to the gate, get him off my property. And as I'm there, I'm saying to him, you'll pick the wrong house here, son. You know, it don't happen here, and you're not going to do it again. In many different words. Bit of fruity language thrown in, you know. And I'm walking him up the drive, and I see a car parked there, and there's a woman in it and her kid in the back, and a fella in the front. But all I can see is shapes. I don't know how many's in this car, or who they are, or what they are. So I walk in a bit closer to this car, and out pops this fella out of the driver's seat. And I told him, with this lad says, Dad, like this. So this dad, he got out at car anyway, and he clocks me in my underpants. And he's just as shocked. And he's wondering what the hell's gone on, because I think all he knew at that time was that he dropped his lad off to go and have a word with somebody, you know. So anyway, I guided this young man towards his dad. And I says, you better take this young man away and don't be coming back. So I started walking back down the drive again. And Daddy's giving me a load of gobful. Me! And eldest had come out like, and the lasses had gone into the granny flat. So they're safe, they're alright. By the way, those are alright. And my lad, I mean, he was 17, something like that at the time, but he's a big lad. He'll be 6'2", and I don't know, maybe 18 stone, you know, he's a big youth. And he sees him and me together. So then Daddy decides that we're some sort of threat to him. We aren't, we're just making sure that you bugger off. So there's a bit more bloody conflab between us, and I'm telling him just to leave, just go. So I go back into the house, and lad's talking to his mum, and, you know, making sure everything's alright. And Dad decides to go in the back of his car and fetch out something. I don't know what he fetched out, I can't remember, to be honest. I don't know. Pickaxe handle, I don't know, for the sake of argument. So anyway, he shouts for me, "Hey Dad, Dad." So I'll come back out again. By this time I've got a pair of trousers on, they're alright, we're decent, nothing's going to be falling out. So anyway, I went back outside. By this time the missus is on the phone to the police. Come and take these people away. And I go up the drive, and I'm feeling it again, this pure anger. Why aren't you going? How dare you come here, threaten me, and my family, and my friends, you know, this young lass. I don't know what went on, but it gives you no right to go touching her, you know what I mean? And you're doing it at my house, of all places, my house. So I felt that rage again, it bubbled up. Not something I'm proud of, but it did. Anyway, eventually they got back in the car and they buggered off, and the police caught up with them not so far away, and I think Dad got a caution and the lad got charged with assault or something. I don't know, we weren't really involved in all that. I think the lad confessed to it, you know, he can't exactly deny it because we had it all on camera as well. Which is the other bloody idiotic thing. Cameras all over the house. Youth of today. So yeah, it was like twice within the space of, I don't know, 5-10 minutes, and I felt it twice. Wrath. Anger. More than anger, it was like a rage. Anger, like a red, you know. Anger, it's tempered by the brain. You can be angry at somebody, but you don't act on it. But this was wrath. I was... But it ain't good for you, is it? Getting angry like that, getting as worked up as that. Instincts taking over. Not keeping level-headed. Because you can soon end up getting into a lot of bother. Can't you? If I'd have kept that rage up within me, and didn't let the anger take over and the common sense take on, it's going to end up in a sticky situation where, you know, I might have given this lad a bit of a correctional physicality, you know, just to get my point home to him, point out the errors of his ways. But it could have got out of hand, couldn't it, real quick. He was only a skinny little lad, there wasn't, there wasn't a lot on him, you know what I mean? Like they are now, they're all a bit pasty, aren't they? Legs like bloody chicken drumsticks. So yeah, it could have got quite out of hand if I'd have given him a bit more of a correction. If I'd have hurt him badly. Because nothing was going to stop me at that point when that rage is flowing through me. I'm on pure adrenaline at that point. And I'm dragging him off that young lady. But I soon calmed down once I got rid of him and restrained him, and that's when it turned to anger, and that's when I had my little chat with him as I'm escorting him off the premises. Picked the wrong house here, boy. And then when his dad come out, it's like, you know, we're both parents here. You can see there's something wrong. I'm in my underpants, for God's sake. I ain't the aggressor here. You know, I was quite happily watching bloody Antiques Roadshow or whatever it was. You know what I mean? The latest blown 8-cylinder video. And then he started on. It's like, oh God. But yeah, wrath. Don't do you no good, does it? Soon slip into something far worse. If you don't restrain yourself. Wrath. Anger. It's more than anger. And it is a rush. It's a rush. You get all this bloody adrenaline and stuff that flows through your body all at once. Your body's saying, hey, you need to defend yourself here. Boom! Feel it raging through your body, you see. That's why it's called rage, I suppose. I don't know, wrath. Feel it coming over you. Later on, I think it scared my missus a bit. No, Mrs. B, Mrs. Bodger. I don't think she'd ever seen that side of me before. I'd been there a few times before, like I say, you know, wasn't my first rodeo. But, yeah, I think it just, you know, I don't think it scared her. Scared is maybe the wrong phrase. Surprised, maybe. I think it surprised her. She'd never seen that side of me before. But it's not something I'm proud of. It's not something I really wanted her to see. You know, I'm an easygoing fella. You know, I'd rather talk things out and, you know, yeah, I get angry. Ooh, I get angry sometimes. I get frustrated. I get mad. All those sort of words. But wrath and rage, not too often. I try not to. Did I seek vengeance? No, I didn't seek vengeance. I just wanted them off my property. You know, I was quite happy for him to get in the car and bugger off and see how the lass felt, how she wanted to deal with it. But no, they bloody wouldn't, would they? Sorry about the aeroplanes if you can hear them, Bodgers. All boys up there practicing for something that might be happening soon, the way things are going. There's wrath and anger all over a bit of bloody land and religion. All these people claiming that they're following the word of whichever deity it is that they follow and letting the wrath take over, aren't they? Really? That's when negotiations break down, innit? On an international basis. Negotiate first. You might be angry about something. You might be angry that they're there. You might be angry about whatever it is. But negotiate. Keep a level head. Because the minute you don't, you end up with some bloody crap going on. Some shit show. So yeah, wrath. Try not to do it, Bodgers. Sometimes it might be necessary, like the example I've given. You know, for all I knew, this young skinny youth might have been some sort of kung fu master. He bloody wasn't, but you know what I mean. I could have ended up in trouble myself. I don't know, I could have had a knife on him or something like that. I don't know, I didn't bloody check. I just wanted him off this lass. But, yeah. I don't know what he was angry about. I suppose it was wrath for him. Because you don't do doing that if you got a level head, do you? You might argue. But to raise your hand or to get rid of somebody like that by the hair and drag them about somewhere where you don't even know, you know, who's about. The wrath took over for him, didn't it? If he was angry, he might have had a look around and thought, oh, hang on, this might be not such a clever idea with all the cameras about. If they looked to his right as he went in, he'd have seen me sat there in my underpants. There's a treat. And you might have thought, it might not be such a good idea. Maybe I won't do that. But no. The wrath took over. And it Bodgers. Just that my wrath was a bit bigger than his. He soon calmed down when he saw me in my underpants. Oh, bless me. So yeah, wrath. Try not to do it, Bodgers. What would be better, as always, is take care of yourself, take care of those around you, and tune in next Friday. See you later, Bodgers.